Yo, welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Open Ultra League as the leagues have rotated. Let's see what team we're going to run with. We're going to do the Poliwrath with the Registeel and Giratina. They switch out into their Gradient after we switch into our Registeel. A pretty decent matchup right here, as we only really have to worry about potential crunches, and the crunch could debuff. So the fact that they only brought in Gradient for this Registeel is good news for us, because we're definitely going to get some shields, I think. Let's see. Okay, we do get a shield there, which is great. So far, we have gotten lucky on the coin flips. We haven't had the debuff right there, so another crunch goes through, no debuff. This is going to be interesting. Are they going to double shield? They do go for the double shield, so they're putting everything on the line to win this switch. And let's see if we can get to another Focus Blast. No, we don't. They're going to immediately throw a move, and that's okay, because we can come in with our Poliwrath, farm it down, tank a move here. It's going to be a body slam. Okay, and then they're going to come back in with their Cresselia. We're going to switch in immediately to their Giratina, and they have the Guzzlord in the back, so that explains why they decided to double shield that situation. And you can see why they had a struggle with the Registeel. We are going to be able to get these Dragon Claws to go off pretty easily. We just have to throw on ideal timing. We're going to throw on non-optimal timing there, because we just need one more Dragon Claw to take out that Guzzlord. And then here, we're going to have to shield. Ends up being the Moonblast. We avoid the debuff again. So 2 debuffs that we have critically avoided. They're going to be able to take us out right here. Should be a Moonblast. Okay, makes sense. And now we're just going to go back in with their Poliwrath with some energy. We're going to go for this Icy Wind first to debuff their attack. I think it's important to debuff their moves first, and then we're going to try to get to another one. There is a reason why we decided to debuff. That Future Sight would have 100% taken out that Poliwrath right there if we didn't debuff. Luckily, we were able to get to another Skull and take him out. So GG's to our opponent right there. Yeah, somehow, some way, able to wiggle out of that terrible lead. All right, next game. Swampert versus the Poliwrath. We have a pretty decent lead here. Honestly, we don't have to switch out or shield anything initially. Ends up being the Sludge Wave version. Sludge Wave is gonna do some good neutral damage. We do get the attack debuff, so that's pretty good for us. We're gonna go for a Hydro Cannon right there. That's already debuff. We're gonna go for the farm down, and then we're gonna switch out immediately as soon as they reveal. I think that was a Ninetales, a Alolan Ninetales. But they go into their Dragonite here. Shadow Dragonite is going to get the debuff right there. So this has gone from good to great. We call the bait. That's awesome. And then they know it's GG's right there, because we're going to be able to get to another Zap Cannon, force them to shield again. And they already debuffed. So GG's. Next game, let's see what we find. Ooh, Annihilape Ultra League versus our Poliwrath. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of good things for this. We're going to stay in, go for the Skull. We do get the debuff first, so that's critical. That debuff does help us manage this situation. We're going to go for a shield. We do shield correctly the Shadow Ball. I can kind of anticipate this Annihilape knowing Night Slash, probably. Okay, another Shadow Ball goes through. And because they're already debuff, we're going to allow this one to go through. It ends up being another Shadow Ball, but as you can see, it didn't even do 50%. Now they're going to switch into their Kyurem, and we're going to make sure we use our Registeel here. The Kyurem gets switched out after we got the debuff, but unfortunately, their Registeel here is going to have to tank a Focus Blast from us and another Focus Blast before they can get to another one. They decide to tank that one, and we're actually going to allow them to throw this move here. Takes out our Registeel, but we are able to get a farm down. This is critical, because now we have energy advantage versus this Kyurem. First Dragon Claw goes through, they shield. We're going to try to basically get to 2 more Dragon Claws. 1 Dragon Claw goes through, does a good amount of damage. The additional Shadow Claws that go through should KO after this Dragon Claw. So GG's to our opponent right there. That was another close game, especially since the Giratina that we had was taking super effective Dragon Breaths from that Kyurem. Alright, we have the Shadow Dragonite versus this Poliwrath. They're going to have to throw a move before we get to our Icy Wind, so this is going to get let go. They switch out into the Ampharos. So Ampharos here is going to potentially know a huge range of moves. They go for the Trailblaze buff first. Okay, interesting. So they can have Trailblaze, you can have Brutal Swing, Thunder Punch, Zap Cannon, a whole different set of movesets. So we allow the first one to go through, we allow the second one to go through because even with the buff, that Brutal Swing does not one-hit KO. Now we have to shield because we have a ton of energy, and then we're going to farm down. We can use this energy back towards whatever they have. So they have a Jellicent in the back. Jellicent is going to have to consider shielding, maybe. We're going to go for another Shadow Sneak. Okay, looks like they're just going to go for the farm down. That's fine. One thing about this Jellicent is they're just going to have to throw at least 3 moves. So they actually go for a Surf right there and then the Shadow Ball. Our opponent here has low energy, and then we're going to throw this Focus Blast. We do get the Shield Bait, and then we're going to combo play it to go into our Poliwrath. We go for the Icy Wind Bait, and we do get that shield. Luckily for us, we have that residual energy. We do get to an Icy Wind and take out that Shadow Dragonite with a 1 Icy Wind right there. And let's see, do we shield here? We do. We're going to end up shielding here because we're going to force them to use up more time to get to the next move. And okay, and the Surf goes through right here. Unfortunately, it's not enough, and this is KOs right here. So nice play by us right there, comboing the play, forcing them to use some inefficient shields, and luckily we are able to pull that one out. You can see Jellicent kind of a problem with some energy advantage in the back. All right, so Ampharos also a problem considering this one's a Shadow, so this one, okay, we do get the debuff, which is going to be very helpful. 1 Shadow Ampharos. Ooh, not a good shield right there. The Trailblaze wouldn't have done a lot of damage. You can see that these Brutal Swings are, even with that rebuff, didn't do that much damage. At least we get some shields. We're trying to get to another move here to get this last shield. Let's see if they actually let it go or they want the switch. Okay, so we do get 2 shields. That's at least good for something, but you can see here this Ampharos is presenting us a bit of a pickle because we don't want to go in with our Poliwrath, but then again, our Poliwrath is not going to do so well against their front line. Okay, so they have the Wheezing in the back too, so this is all wet over. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to win this. They just had all the right counters to the entire team. We're going to go for the Scold here. Let's see how much damage. Scold only does roughly like 40, maybe 35%. So this is going to come nowhere close enough to take out their entire team. We're going to go for this Shadow Sneak right here. Still doesn't KO. Man, this Weezing is really buff. They're going to have a player over here for the KO, so GG's to our opponent right there. Check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.